threw the game-winning touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb. The Cowboys signal caller said he felt funny as he landed in yesterday. An MRI confirmed he has a calf strain. However, some reports indicate Dallas is confident he'll be ready after the team's bye week, which obviously comes at a great time right now. Shannon, gut feeling here. Will Dak be able to play at Minnesota a week from Sunday?
Dak will be fine. I'm trying to figure out how all these guys getting these calf injuries, Skip. Chubb with a calf, and Hunt with a calf, and Dak with a calf, and Gallup with a calf. We're seeing more calf injuries that maybe they didn't chart them. Maybe they just said lower leg when I was playing. But I don't remember this many guys, this significant amount of guys having calf injuries. But I'm not worried. The best thing about it, Skip, they're not on an early week. They don't have to play Thursday. They don't have to play Sunday or Monday. They don't play till the following week. So he has a lot of time. And like I said, I'm not so sure that he was going to go anyway. So he'll be getting treatment around the clock, 24 hours a day. All the equipment that they have at Dallas, they'll take that equipment to Dak's home. So Dak will be getting treated. Dak gonna have one trainer from the Cowboys living with him for the next 14 days, Skip.
I hope so.
Dak gonna have company. So if you're having family in town, Dak, just tell him, oh yeah, he's a trainer for the Cowboys, because that's what it's gonna be, Skip. And so look, Dak said he believes he could continue to play. I know that's adrenaline talking. He's probably sore. He's probably a lot sore today than he was Sunday after the game and even Monday. But I think as the week progresses, it will subside. I expect Dak to be fine come October 31st, which is Halloween, but it's gonna get real spooky for you guys in Minnesota. Yeah.
So, Shannon Sharp is not a doctor, but he's playing one on TV.
Yeah, I am.
Am I right?
Yeah.
So you have already diagnosed this as nothing. It's like a nothing burger. That's what you said yesterday. It's nothing. Like, just put a little tape on it and play.
Yeah, Skip,
right?
I mean, he's going to get 24 hours of treatment. I mean, every 2 hours, he's going to be getting treatment. He'll be iced him, a little bit of massage. Yeah, he'll be fine.
I think you're like that woman in the commercial who's playing doctor and says her kidneys are beating. Do you know that ad? You know, so that's who you're playing. I hope you are right. I suspect you are wrong. I fear you are wrong. I smell that you are wrong, because this is not passing my smell test. And I love my team, and I said they're unjinxable. I was all over them to go up and beat Belichick. And it comes down to the last play. You want to talk about bittersweet buzzkill party poop? You know, this is, he throws the pass of passes on the run to CeeDee Lamb to walk off. And he goes out of the frame on the TV where I can't even see what happened. We don't even have a good shot of what happened. And he comes down a little bit funny on his right leg, which, by the way, was surgically repaired by 2 operations because of the compound fracture in his ankle and the dislocation. It required 2 major surgeries to get that fixed and save his career. And we can't even see what happened on that final thrust into the carpet.
He jumps off that leg, because he throws off that leg and then he lands on that leg.
Okay, and it is the same leg that got repaired.
So maybe it is a little weaker, Skip, because, you know,
it probably is. Okay, and then I have to watch him limp up the tunnel, and I have to watch him in a boot do his post-game at New England. And then, according to USA Today, yesterday, as he walked around the facility, he was still in said boot. And on Stephen Jones' radio show yesterday, he admitted, I'm a little nervous. Well, who wouldn't be a little nervous? This guy, we keep talking about MVP Kyler, MVP Lamar.
Well, he's in the discussion.
He's in there, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and he has been as clutch as anybody this year. You know, Kyler, no one's been more clutch than Dak, because, remember, he went on the road to GOAT and hit 6 out of 8 passes for 70 yards just to get him in for what looked like could stand up as the winning field goal. Left the GOAT too much time. And then he goes to Justin Herbert and goes 5 for 5 on the game-winning drive. And then at Belichick against that defense, he goes 5 for 5 in overtime. With a 35-yard walk-off. So I'm ecstatic. He should be right in the middle of the MVP
2 game-winning drives and 5 victories, absolutely.
Yeah,
he's in there.
Almost 3. And so the point is, I'm nervous because with a calf, you can't tell. And I liked what Mike McCarthy said yesterday, because he said the trainer told him we should be optimistic about what the MRI showed. But then he said, but like with any calf strain, especially early, this close to the injury, there is a variance in timelines. Well, there just is. Because you know how it feels. You got a knife in your calf. And when you try to push off it, it just knifes back in again.
And here's the thing, Skip. He got to drop back. He got to stop. That's his right to stop it. He got to drive off it. That's his right. They're pushing him off it.
Okay, and all I know is my man Michael Gallup somehow, and they just call it a strain. They didn't say it was a tear of his calf, but he strained his calf at GOAT on opening Thursday night. And he still hadn't even practiced yet. And there's no timetable for him to practice on a strained calf.
He must have torn his.
Okay, well, something happened. Okay, so then I'm reading, I believe this is in the Dallas Morning News. Gallup uses his legs to push off, move laterally, and to jump to catch passes. A quarterback, while also pushing off and moving laterally, doesn't have the same usage rate with his legs in comparison to a wide receiver. I'm not so sure about that.
So how do they think? If that's the case, Skip, how do they think the quarterback stops his momentum? A right-handed quarterback when he's dropping back the pass, he plants on this leg. When he throws, he pushes off that leg. What do you mean? How is that going to do his job?
if you call another rollout throw and you have to plant on your right calf and push off, it's your plant leg.
And guess what he has to do, Skip? When rushers are coming, he has to duck and dodge and push off and get away. So what do you mean? I understand. No, he's not doing the volume of running and pushing that a wide receiver is, Skip. But to think a quarterback can play with if the calf is what they think it is, it's going to be very difficult for Dak to play.
So Adam Schefter said last night on ESPN that he got the indication that if they had to play this Sunday, Dak would not be able to play. So, Dr. Sharp, are you sure that one more week will get him eligible to play, get him ready?
It'll get him closer than what he would have been.
Well, obviously.
You dodged the bullet. You, Skip, think about that, okay? You dodged the bullet because what if they had to play Sunday? What if they had to play Monday? At least you get 2 weeks.
Okay, I got it. But my fear factor is setting in because I am not, so to speak, rushing to see Cooper Rush play quarterback for my Dallas Cowboys.
Your team's loaded. You should be able to beat Minnesota with Cooper Rush. If you need to take him a week, let him take a week.
Cooper Rush, his record for NFL contribution so far is 1 of 3 passes in real games for a grand total of 2 yards. He's completed 1 pass for 2 yards in a real game. Not a preseason game. He's been pretty good in several preseason stints. But the last time he even threw a pass in a regular season game was November 19th of 2017. And you're saying he could get thrown in the fire at Kirk Cousins?
That's when you ride that offensive line and say, Zeke, Tony Pollard, you carry us home. We're going to minimize having to put the ball into the air. But, Skip, that offensive line, you just rely on it. They did that when Dak first came in. They won a lot of games running the ball with Zeke and that offensive line being dominant, keeping time of possession.
All right. I first guessed this. I believe that they stuck with Cooper Rush going into the regular season out of stubborn pride because they didn't draft him. He was undrafted out of Central Michigan, but he was there. They chose him. They signed him as a street free agent. And so they cultivated him, they grew him, and then they dumped him in favor of Andy Dalton. And he went up to Jason Garrett, New York, and lasted about a couple of weeks. And then they said no. And he came back to the Cowboys. Okay, so now he is back to being the backup quarterback. I said going into the year, because all of a sudden the bomb had dropped up in New England, I said, just go get Cam. He's a great compliment to Dak. Dak won't be threatened by Cam's presence or his aura or his huge personality. I said, go get him. So now Cam, as we know here lately, he finally said, okay, I give in. I get vaccinated. I'm on the market. And Pete Carroll said, well, we're thinking about, we've talked to him, which I think is a bunch of phony baloney.
Well, they didn't talk to him like they talked to
Kaepernick. Thank you. Because remember that one? I think you were right in the middle of reporting on that because they had Kaepernick come in and they didn't even let him dress to practice. They didn't even put him on the whiteboard. They didn't do anything, right? They didn't do anything but pay lip service to we brought him in so that we could say we did the right thing, right? Well, it felt like Pete Carroll was saying the right thing. Oh, we talked to Cam, but we're talking to lots of people.
The question is, would you rather have Cooper Rush, bad, Ben Anthony DiNucci, or Gilbert take his snap? If you got to go to Minnesota, which you only got 3 guys. If that can't go, you got Cooper Rush, you got Bad, and you got Gilbert. Which one would you like to see under center?
Okay, you know, I was a big Will Greer fan coming out of West Virginia. He's on the practice squad. I think I'd even take Will Greer.
You take Will Greer over those 3.
Over any of those guys. But the one I would like to see, the one who would give me the best chance to win that game, I don't care what anybody says, is Cam Newton.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
He just is. I don't know what you're doing. It's stubborn pride. Oh, he's one of us. You know, he knows our system. Baloney. I don't care. Cam can do the things that Dak does and vice versa. They would be a great fit. And In fact, I think Cam would help kind of push Dak a little bit. It would be good for him. He could have a big brother figure. I don't know, but they're not going to do it.
I think you're overreacting. I think you need to calm down.
No.
You got 2 weeks.
I got 2 weeks.
They don't play until Sunday at 4. I think what